Plaintiff Trent Johnson says the defendant is his nephew, and Trent has always been there for him because he didn't have a father. Trent claims he's a recovering alcoholic, and the defendant was there for him during his recovery. Trent is suing because he paid his nephew for a Harley Davidson motorcycle, but he never received the bike. Defendant Jamie Johnson admits that Trent's a good guy who's been there for him, but he claims the reason they're in court is because Trent assaulted him for no reason. Jamie says he never gave Trent the bike because he failed to make good on their agreement, and he's countersuing for the assault.
Start with you.
Jamie is my nephew and godchild. I and my wife have always been there for him. If he needed something, at the drop of a hat, I was there. He never had a father, and I was kind of like a father for him. I as much as I could be, because I wasn't the best either. I'm a recovering alcoholic of 5 years, and
Good.
Proud of that. And
congratulations.
thank you. And Jamie was there for me on that too, and I just can't believe that it's got to get to this, to where.
Let me allow him first to give me some background if he'd like to, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Trent's, he was a very good guy. We got along great, had a great time together. The background he says is correct. He was there for a lot of my childhood growing up, through everything. Did you want background on the bike?
No,
Or just,
we can
just
get
on
back
a
to him.
relationship?
You all have said the same thing. You've been there for each other, and that's good to hear. And I'm sad to hear that you all have some issues regarding a motorcycle, but I'm glad you brought it here as opposed to fighting. That's what a lot of people would do. Yep, that's why I'm glad you brought it here, so that you don't have to fight anymore. People ask, why do you hear small claims? Why do people come in there for $300 and $500? You all, that isn't any big deal, particularly these high-priced, big-shot lawyers who are really jealous. They're not on television. What are you doing? Because we keep people from fighting. I want you all to come here instead of stabbing and shooting and fighting over $500. And for those who wonder the value of these judge shows, that's the value. We keep people from engaging in violence by solving their minor claims right here. Okay? Go right ahead.
In 2010, January, I agreed to buy a motorcycle, Harley, but it needed work. It was in an accident, and I knew that, and I was to pay him $2,500 plus my old bike. I paid him $2,000 in January, and then he wanted another $500, which was a disagreement on which I thought was going to parts, and I ended up paying him the $500, so he got a total of $2,500. And a couple weeks after that, there was still snow on the ground. He asked me, texted me for my bike if it was out of storage yet, and I said it wasn't. Not until I ride the bike.
How does he owe you for $2,500 for the cost of the motorcycle?
I never got the bike.
There you go. All right, sir.
First and foremost, Your Honor, I know the bike is the issue here, but the reason that we're even here together is because Trent, my uncle Trent, hit me at an intersection.
That's the pain and suffering you're suing about?
Yes, sir.
Let's finish his claim before we get to yours.
Okay. I laid down my buddy's Harley last year.
What's laid down mean? Sleep with it or something?
Yeah.
No.
What does that mean?
Like driving and then, crashed it, laid it down.
Oh, you crashed it. Okay.
So it sat in his garage for a while. I took it all apart, was going to fix it up. Anyway, we were starting a business together, and we had some other bills. Anyway, I came into possession of the bike, and Trent's had his eye on it for all summer. So as soon as I got a hold of the bike, I called him up, like, hey, I'm going to give you first dibs on the bike, because I was just going to liquidate it anyway. So he comes over, and we pulled it off of the trailer in parts. So he knew exactly what he was buying. We made an agreement. He wanted to hear it run. I stayed up all that night, and the next day I got it running for him. He came over, heard it run. All right, I want the bike. All right, $2,500. And we came up with some other agreements. It's gonna sit in my garage. We're both gonna work on it, get it up and running. I'm gonna throw some money back into it for you too. So, he's gonna be right next to me down the road. He's gotta look all right.
Has he met his end of the agreement?
No.
Has he paid you $2,500?
Yes.
So what part has he not met? Did he give you the old one?
No, sir.
Sir?
I did not give it to him because I did not drive that bike
Ma'am, you want to speak? Come on up. State your name.
Mitzi.
What do you want to tell me? What is your understanding regarding the agreement?
The agreement was the $2,500 plus Trent's bike for the bike that Jamie was putting back together. With what I understood the agreement was Trent wanted to ride it first, but Jamie got rid of the bike that he was going to buy.
So since he breached, you didn't.
He didn't want to be out the whole thing.
Good enough. Sir?
That's not entirely true, Your Honor. I called
What happened
him.
to the bike?
It's gone.
Why didn't you give it to him?
Because I couldn't wait 2 months for him to decide to give me his bike.
What was the agreement on time frame?
Well, I guess there wasn't any place, but it was coming up that time.
There was no time agreement?
No.
So that means it would have been a reasonable amount of time.
Is there a reasonable
Did
amount
you
of time?
ask him, did you bug him about it?
Yes, sir.
And what would he say?
He quit answering me for a week after I asked him for his bike, and he said, no, I can't get out of storage because I haven't ridden the bike yet. I said, well, I need it. I tried calling him for it was 5 days, and he didn't answer, didn't return any of my calls.
So you said he breached his end first?
Yes, sir.
By not giving you his bike?
Yes.
Sir?
My bike was still in storage and it was still had snow on the ground. I see no reason to give him a bike.
I do. The reason was you had an agreement to do it. Now, your counterclaim for $2,500 is for what?
Yes, sir. So there's all that dispute went down. I ended up selling the bike. I was out on my bike. One day, it was the first day. I had it out for 20 minutes this day. I pull up to an intersection. Trent pulls up to me in his truck, pulls up and starts running his mouth, says I'm a dead man because I got rid of that other bike already. And so I'm sitting there at a red light. There's 2 cars in front of me. He gets throwing stuff around in there, and he gets out of his truck and he's yelling some more, right next to my bike in the intersection. Light turns green. I'm like, I gotta go. I start to, so he's here. I start to pull around here. Boom! I get cracked right in the eye. I got a scar under my eye here to prove it. As I was driving away on my bike, broke my glasses.
Sir?
That's not true, Your Honor. I did hit him, but what I mean is he got hit, but the scar is not from me.
So what are the damages from the assault? How do you believe it to be $2,500? Okay. Did you go to the doctor for this?
No, sir. I super glued it, Jess.
Super glued it.
It works from where I'm from.
No, I think I've done that before.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember what part of my body. Yeah, I've super glued a scar before. I don't know if this is quite worth $2,500. I will grant you $1,000 for that assault. And sir, I'll grant you your $2,500. All right? Have a good day.